Tonight on DC News Now at 10, a crackdown at metro stations to stop fare evaders.
The shifted gates did help some when they first implemented them at this stop.
We're live with what that push looks like in DC.
And this Monday started off blustery and chilly. Will it be like this for the rest of the week then? We'll have a check of your forecast in just a bit.
Plus, a new Virginia law on hazing education.
When people start to say, hazing's really stupid, why are we doing this? Why am I allowing myself to be hazed?
The family behind that push and their hope to prevent future tragedies. Fraternities at the University of Maryland under investigation for alleged hazing. The new court documents outlining specific incidents at the school. And a crash tracker in Montgomery County looking to help cut down on traffic-related injuries. Why advocates say the website is an essential tool for commuters.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Chris Flanagan. Metro Transit Police started cracking down on fare evasion today. New provision in the recently passed Secure DC crime bill makes it easier for officers to issue tickets. Our Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight at the Mount Vernon Square station in Northwest. And Daniel, I know you were saying there wasn't much of a police presence there tonight.
Yeah, Chris, not at this particular station, but we did see a number of people still getting through these gates, often two at a time, piggybacking off of one another. The riders that I talked with hope that the enforcement from Metro Transit police officers cuts down on the amount of people not paying. A Metro spokesperson tells me they've seen about a 70% decline in fare evasion at stations with the new fare gates.
I did notice that the shifted gates did help some when they first implemented them at this stop.
Starting today, officers have a new tool to stop those who don't pay. Riders who get caught by police have to give their real name and address so an officer can issue a civil citation. If they don't, they can face a fine of $100 or be arrested.
Well, it's the first day. I mean, I'm willing to accept that it's the first day. But hopefully we'll see more presence, and this is a particularly lively metro stop when it comes to fare jumping.
But even with the new enforcement, new gates and barriers, we saw numerous people getting through without paying, including these two people piggybacking off an unsuspecting customer.
I know that it's not just enforcing the laws that are on the book, it's having the right personnel to do so, and I really I think that that's a challenge.
We asked customers if they noticed enforcement today.
No, more so just security officers like on the actual trains themselves, which I saw something about, but I haven't really seen anything like specifically at the stations at the gates.
So you saw those special police officers just in that video patrolling these stations. We've seen a stark increase in those patrols, but they are not allowed, and their job is not to give out these citations. That is, of course, only for Metro Transit police officers. In D.C., it is still a civil offense, whereas in Maryland and Virginia, it is a criminal offense to fare evade. We're live in Northwest. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, Daniel, thanks. Meanwhile, as Metro rolls out those crackdowns, are also reporting their busiest week in 4 years. They say last week they served 5 million bus and rail trips, and just over the weekend they carried out 1 million bus and rail trips. They say key factors include the DC United game, the ACC basketball championship, St. Patrick's Day, and of course the cherry blossoms. The cherry blossoms are now in peak bloom. That's near a record bloom, actually. The earliest peak bloom recorded on March 15th, 1990. So this year, the National Park Service had predicted a peak bloom date of March 23rd. 70% of the trees along the tidal basin reached that stage 6 days earlier than expected due to DC's recent warm weather. All right, just beautiful out there today. Meteorologist David Mattson in for Janessa tonight. It's been gorgeous, but you know what? The warm weather, it's feeling right now like a little bit of winter time.
I know, what a change. But you said it, that warm weather got the blooms to happen.
Right.
Now as people try to go view them, it's going to be a little bit tricky.
Bundle up a little bit.
Yes, and folks, that's the key that we're talking about here as we roll on into the night and then eventually by your Tuesday morning. Blustery winds, chilly temperatures. That's the theme. Check it out. We have current wind speeds. They've been like this all day long. Right now, anywhere from about 10 to 20 miles per hour. We saw some peak wind speeds, 25 to 30 miles per hour earlier on in the day. So a little bit of lightening up, but when you factor in some wind gusts, still up to about 30 to 35 miles per hour. We're not catching pretty much any of a bit of a break as we head into the overnight hours. And all of this wind is continuing to funnel in very chilly air from the west northwest. Temperatures are pretty much in the 30s area wide. We have a few holdouts like DC, Fredericksburg, Culpeper there, but just barely above 40 degrees at this point. So yes, we will continue to see those temperatures drop as we head on towards your Tuesday morning. Get ready to bundle up against that chill and against that wind, as we are expecting air temperatures around 30 degrees, but with wind speeds still 10 to 20 miles per hour, it's going to feel even colder than that with wind chills in the 20s. Now, folks, spring begins tomorrow. It won't feel like it at first. When should we expect things to warm up and calm down? We'll have a full look at your forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thanks. We'll see you then. Meanwhile, we have new details tonight about hazing allegations made at the University of Maryland. New court documents show claims of alcohol abuse at multiple chapters, as well as alleged physical abuse. This comes as the university allowed most sororities and fraternities to resume normal activities last week. But as DC News Now's Mario Carbone reports from campus, investigations do continue tonight.
Right now, just 5 organizations remain under investigation by the university, and that includes Kappa Alpha. Monday, fraternity row sat quiet at the University of Maryland as students left town for spring break. We stopped by to talk, only to be met with these signs on each lettered house, giving the university permission to enter. And the hazing allegations are laid out in this court document filed by the Attorney General and obtained by DC News Now.
None of those allegations are connected to Kappa Alpha.
Wynn Smiley is with the Fraternity Forward Coalition. The group represents Kappa Alpha and 3 other Greek organizations who filed a restraining order against the university, claiming their civil rights were violated when UMD paused many Greek life activities on March 1st as it investigated misconduct allegations. The order was dropped Friday when the university allowed most Greek organizations to return to normal, but not Kappa Alpha or 4 other groups. According to the court document, the university has continued its investigation against plaintiff Kappa Alpha order based on serious allegations of hazing and alcohol abuse.
Issues that the university raised with Kappa Alpha were that 1, a pledge was washing dishes, a pledge was making a run to Chipotle. You know, the alcohol issues, certainly that's something to be concerned about. The others are certainly would not rise to the occasion of a system-wide shutdown.
Later, the document states an anonymous report from a parent claimed a fraternity, only named as Fraternity 1, required their son to stay outside in the cold for several hours on the evening of February 21st, 2024, which necessitated a trip to the University Health Center for suspected hypothermia. And on February 27th, an anonymous email accuses multiple fraternities of hazing, with new members being beaten with a paddle, being burned with cigarettes and torches, having to lay on nails.
The instances of hazing that they outlined are terrible, and certainly no one would support those.
Wynn claims the university handled the entire situation wrong and should have named the groups and students specifically accused of hazing.
If they have credible allegations, they typically will let the national organization know, they'll let the chapter leadership know, and an investigation will begin. That's the way it should go.
And the university maintains that its decisions around all of this were made with student safety and prevention in mind. We've got much more on this story, including a statement from the National Organization of Kappa Alpha. That's all up on our website, dcnewsnow.com. Reporting in College Park tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
And in Virginia, a new law will require high schools to teach students about the dangers of hazing. The legislation honors VCU student Adam Oakes. The 19-year-old died from alleged hazing 3 years ago. Ahead, all new tonight at 10:30, we hear from Oakes' family and learn what these new education requirements will look like. And staying in Virginia, some neighbors in Annandale had a scary early morning wake up as crews battled the house fire. Someone called 911 describing what sounded like an explosion. just before 4 a.m. The crews stayed on scene for hours, going through debris and checking for pop-up fires under the rubble. Fortunately, with all this damage, nobody was hurt.
So I was up, I don't sleep well, so it was about 4 in the morning. I heard a huge explosion, and of course I was terrified, and there's maybe 5 or 10 minute lapse, and then I heard fire engines and ambulances.
Investigators tonight still working to determine exactly what happened and why. Many neighbors awaiting those answers. Of course, we'll bring you more details as the story develops. Meanwhile, a Washington state man is attempting to walk across the United States, and he just stopped here in the DMV. Holden Ringer started his trek from the Pacific Northwest out in Washington state. His trip will end more than 4,500 miles away in Connecticut. Ringer tells us he's grateful for the outpouring of support from so many people he's got on his incredible journey.
I think people always have this idea of like, oh, you're going to deal with dangerous people. The great part about it has been just the incredible generosity I've received over the course of the adventure. So 99.9% of the interactions I've just had with people have just been overwhelmingly positive. People have been so supportive.
Yeah, that is great to hear, isn't it? You can follow the rest of Ringer's journey on his dedicated Instagram profile. It is Walk to Washington.